Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seed to Transformation Healing Center. I was just listening to the news and saw Donald Trump had gone back to Washington, D.C. It was the first time he had been back since he left after the January 6th insurrection. So this was his return to the scene of the crime, as Nancy Pelosi says. I think it's pretty apt, actually. Today is the 13th of June. Tomorrow is Donald Trump's birthday, but actually today is his solar return. So the energy of today is the energy for his year ahead, as it comes to as it applies to his son, which is your vitality, and it's also your purpose. It's where you will spend most of your time. And if I can, I'll pull up his solar return chart after the end of this reading. But I pulled the cards, I looked at them, I couldn't believe them, so I thought I would share them with you. And the camera setup is a little wonky, so apologies. So I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross, and we start with this card. This is the Fool card. So this is a new beginning of sorts for Donald Trump and the Republican Party. This is a place they haven't been before. They haven't been before. Now, this is also, this can also be a foolishness, right? But there's definitely something new. And let's see what's challenging that is the Ten of Swords, utter downfall. I think it became very apparent that this new beginning is really the end for some of them. And I say some of them because underneath it, at the root, we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is an abuse of power. But when I look at this card, I see a severance. Perhaps the party has been cut in two. You have you have one side here, one side there, but this is a fatal wound to the party, a fatal wound to the party in the past. Anxiety, insanity. All right, this is the Wild Unknown deck. This is probably the worst card in the deck. We have worms, we have eyeballs, we have swords. This is not good energy. This is the past. This is perhaps January 6th, and this is perhaps his cognitive decline. This is a mental card. Swords are about the mind. So he is not, or at least in the past, right? There's been some sort of craziness, which of course we don't really have to. We know that, right? In the sky, we have the Father of Swords. This is the King of Swords. I see this as Jack Smith hovering above all of this. I think that a lot of the people who were involved in January 6th were sort of depending on Trump being able to pull this out and to be their mighty leader, and they followed everything that he said. But when they actually saw him in person, they realized that they're in a boatload of trouble. Immediate future. So this is what they're going to do right now over the next 6 weeks. And remember that I think there's about 6 weeks between now, might be less than that, but I think it's about 6 weeks. No, it's only a month between now and the convention. And incidentally, he said he thought Milwaukee was a terrible city. So I don't know what that means. Maybe that means he's not going to show up because he thinks it's a terrible city. But it looks like they are thinking about how to move the money around, or the situation with the money. Remember, he is bankrupting the Republican Party, and all the money is going for his legal stuff. How it's seen from the outside. Now, I would believe that we're the outside. We are not within, the group there. And this is what we're seeing. We're seeing being served, justice being served, balancing of the scales, their domestic situation, the domestic situation of the Republican Party, the 10 of Wands. This is a tangled mess. This is burdensome. It's confusing. It's dark. Everything is tangled up. There is no clarity. Okay. They are going to eat each other alive, I think. hopes and fears. Ace of Wands. They're looking for new ideas. They're looking for a new path, perhaps. This ace is also in the system I use numerologically, is a 27-9 vibration. So there's an ending and a beginning. They're trying to figure out what their next move is going to be. Suddenly, I think dawn has broken on Marblehead when it comes to the Republican Party. And the outcome, we have the Lovers, choices that have been made. This is the choice they made. This is what they have. This is what they have. So then I wanted to see, and I ended with a major arcana, so I stopped there. But then I wanted to look to see what was underneath, like what was underneath it all, right? And so we have the Eight of Swords. This is a fear of speaking out. This is a fear of spreading your wings. It is not, it's not safe for them to say anything or do anything, or it's like they can't be reborn. They can't be reborn. We have the Three of Swords. This is betrayal and heartbreak. The last time I did a reading on the Republicans and Trump, which was only like last week, I think, this card came up, the heartbreak card, the betrayal card. So it looks like there is a betrayal in the offing, whether he betrays them or they betray him. Either way, it's not good. And then the last card is the Eight of Cups. This is actually the first, when I did, I think my first reading on Trump, this was the outcome. This is about success, failure, not success. We can see the cups all broken. They can't hold anything anymore. That could be his mind. It can't hold a thought in his mind. And up ahead is the darkness. Up ahead is the darkness, is the mountain they must climb to get out of this situation. So it doesn't look very good for the Republicans. Okay, so let me scoop these up and we'll take a look at his chart. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm having awful problems with my internet today. I'm ready to pull my hair out, which, considering the comments I've had on my hair lately, is probably not a bad idea. So let's see if we can get back to where I was. I don't even know if what I previously did worked, so this is a bit of a crapshoot. This is just aggravating beyond all aggravation. Patience, Skirbo. Okay. This is Trump's chart, right? Now, I already went over this in the last video, but I don't know if it came out, so I'm going to just say it again and try to splice this together. And that's a crapshoot too for me. But anyway, here's his chart. This is his natal chart. Many people have seen this natal chart. I just want to point out that he has the Sun conjunct the North Node conjunct Uranus in the 10th house. The 10th house is the most public place. Uranus is often associated with insanity. Uranus is also in Gemini, especially. Could be a split here. But he is a disruptor. This is his energy. This is his purpose in life. So let's take a look at his solar return for this month, this year. His birthday is actually, solar return is today, even though his birthday is tomorrow. And his Sun, his Venus, and Mercury and Jupiter are all in his 12th house. The 12th house is the house of prisons, asylums, self-undoing, the house of shadows, as it were. The Sun is your vital force, and his vital force is in the worst place it could possibly be in his chart, in a solar return chart, quite frankly. And so this doesn't bode well. We have Saturn up there at the MC. The MC is here. Saturn is there. Saturn, the Lord of Karma, is situated not in the 10th house of the presidency, but in the 9th house of courts. So he is inundated with court C-O-R-U-T, justice, right? That kind of court. Opposite his moon in Virgo in the 3rd house. Moon in Virgo opposite Saturn. This is very difficult. He feels like he's being held back. He is being held back. If he's not in a prison, he might end up in a hospital or some sort of institution with this chart. If we look at his natal chart with his solar return around it, this would be his transits for today, the 13th of June, the day of his solar return. We see that the sun is back where the sun is. We see Venus here, of course. We see Mercury on his north node sun. It's a big conflagration here. Here's Uranus just moved into that 10th house. Uranus, the disruptor, making a square to his natal Mars in the house of his undoing. He undoes himself constantly. This is a last quarter crisis in consciousness square. This will become exact, I think in July or August for him, but at the time, the first day of the Republican convention, Mars, which is here right now, conjoins this, squaring his Mars. Bad news for the Trumpster. And the cards I pulled on him were not good. They were not good. I think that the Republicans are panicking because they realize just how sick he is. I think that, I don't know how they didn't see it, but I guess when you're in a cult, that's what happens. But they are losing their marbles for sure. I want to point out that Saturn is square his nodes, the nodes of fate. When Saturn is square the nodes, you feel stuck between the past and the future. It's very difficult to move forward. In order for him to move forward, he needs to go to his south node, which is the past, evaluate his past before he can move into his future. Unfortunately for him, his past is a criminal one, and he is now under many, many indictments. He is a felon. Things are not good for him, no matter what they say on television, no matter what the media is trying to portray. This man's reign is over, and his minions know it, and I think they're panicking. So we are probably going to see some Republican on Republican violence with this. So be prepared, guys. Okay, that's what I see. Have yourself a great day. I've never liked Trump. I do appreciate what he has been able to bring forth in our country, the wounds, the shadow stuff. So if you don't know the wounds is there, you can't heal it, right? And in his own strange way, he is draining the swamp. However, he's going to go down the drain with all the rest of the swamp monsters. So I'm relieved, but I can't say that I'm happy. Too many people have suffered. Too many people have died. Too many people have been hurt. But it's all a lesson, right? So we'll see. Okay, guys, take care. Much love. Namaste.